Hello everyone and welcome to the webinar. My name is Akriti Jain. I'm a certified senior counselor for overseas education. Just to give you a brief about myself, I'm an enthusiastic education management professional who is a postgraduate in business administration and holds more than 6 years of experience in working with over 400 universities and colleges globally while helping over 1100 students from different parts of the country. And today, with the support of MeetUniversity.com, I will try to employ my expertise in briefing you the essentials of preparing a perfect application kit for US universities to help you climb one step ahead in achieving your goal of studying in your dream university. MeetUniversity.com is a leading college search and information website for students looking to pursue higher education abroad. The website offers one of the largest course information listing of undergraduate and postgraduate courses from US, UK, Australia, New Zealand, Singapore, and many more countries. So let's get started. We have prepared a brief presentation to highlight the key application components with their significance, and I'll walk you through them one by one in detail. So hopefully by the end of the presentation, you will be clear with understanding of the application requirements. Also, for you to retain the imprints of the webinar throughout the process, there is a detailed application checklist available in the shared documents column, which you can keep and save it as a ready reckoner. According to statistics, majority of the higher education aspirants are targeting US education. Recent research shows up to 64% of study abroad aspirants are prioritizing US universities. So why US? What is it in the US education system that attracts such a huge chunk of students? Firstly, US education is universally accepted. It's a world-renowned education. US degrees are recognized around the world for their academic excellence and enhanced learning experiences. American universities include many prestigious institutions that are respected globally. According to statistics, 16 universities in the US are ranked in the world's top 20, 52 in top 100, and 77 in the world's best 200 universities. In fact, it has been said getting an American degree is the key to a successful future. The connections you make and the excellent work experience opportunity will open the door to a prosperous and rewarding career. So thumbs up, you have made an excellent choice in deciding your study destination so far. Also, American education is known for its academic excellence. The US has one of the world's finest university system with outstanding programs in virtually all fields. At the undergraduate level, excellent programs exist in traditional disciplines as well as in a professional field. At the graduate level, students have the opportunity to work directly with some of the finest minds in their field of study with the chance to become involved with exclusive research and educational opportunities. Also, US offers a huge amount of academic choice and flexibility. The US has one of the world's finest university systems, offering flexible educational opportunities at over 4,000 institutions. Undergraduate degrees in the US are quite flexible. You can apply to US universities as undecided about your major. Under the liberal art philosophy, you will take classes from a variety of subjects during the first and second year before specializing in your major field. Students who already know what they want to study can complete a double major degrees in two academic fields, often completed within the normal 4 years of study. It offers excellent opportunity for research and training. You may be able to gain valuable experience through teaching or research while you help to finance your education in the US, particularly if you are a graduate student. Many graduate programs offer training and teaching opportunities that enable students to become teaching assistant to undergraduate or research assistant on special projects exploring different aspects of your field of study. International students are some of the most valued teachers and researchers in the US because they bring new skills and ideas to the classroom. This practical component of your education will prove useful in the future career and will give you insights into your field, and that would not be possible through course study alone. Also, regarding the financial support services offered, studying in the US is a rewarding experience, but navigating your way through day-to-day issues can be a challenge. Many international students find the college and university international office as a great resource when it comes to adapting to a culturally and academically different environment. The mission of an international student office is to assist students like you, and there is often a wide range of student services that they provide. An orientation program upon arrival is just the start of many programs and benefits of the University International Student Office. Throughout your time in the US, they can help answer your questions you may have regarding your visa status, financial situation, housing, employment possibilities, health concerns, and many more. If you choose to complete your degree in US, this often provides resume and employment assistance as the graduation nears. The International Student Office will be an invaluable source of information and help you make the transition into academic and cultural life in the United States. The campus life in US is a value addition and a cultural enhancement. When you continue your studies in US, you're making a choice to broaden not only your educational opportunity, but your cultural experiences as well. Whether you attend a small private college in a small town or a university situated in the middle of a large urban area. Most universities offer a variety of student clubs and organizations to match the wide array of student interest. You can have the opportunity to immerse yourself in the American culture, meet new people, and make new friends through different organizations and associations. Last but not the least, it is very well known for the rewarding job opportunities. Studying on an F1 visa allows you to gain temporary employment authorization through optical practical training, either during or immediately following your degree studies. Through OPT, you can work up to 12 years full-time per degree level, whether that's for bachelor's or master's completed in US, or up to 29 months per degree level if you are completing a STEM degree. STEM is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Many of these opportunities are paid, allowing you to start paying down the cost of your US education soon after your graduation is over. But with thousands of school options and no standard application process, applying to US universities is often confusing for everyone, but especially it is confusing for international students. When it comes to intakes, there are two major intake in US. That is fall intake, which starts in August, September, and spring intake that starts in January, February. There is a midterm called summer intakes as well, but that is not open for international students for most of the courses. So just in order to prioritize your application, you would have to prioritize it for fall. In case you somehow miss the application deadline, you can look for spring intake as well. Regarding the timelines of preparing your application, you need to prepare your complete application 6 to 7 months in advance. In case you have not given your test, you would need at least 10 to 12 months prior to the commencement of your course. Preparation include detailed research on institution. You would need to give your standardized test. You would need to prepare the application packet with each and every application components which we are going to discuss now, and then you will need to send out your application. You might also need time in following up with the institution. Your universities take 3 to 4 months in processing your up to 3 to 4 months. Some university gives out the offer letter very quick, but some universities take 3 to 4 months in reviewing your admission. In case they have any questions, they are going to ask it from you, but just try not to give them any chance of having doubts in your documents. Try to give a complete application in one go so that they would not be able to find any fault in your application. US universities offer different courses, right from bachelor's, master's, or PhD. Regarding the application, for US application, there are 8 major application components which we need to focus on. It is like it's a very exciting uh, game. It is kind of a game. In case you are following the rules and regulations very carefully, you would be able to get through. You just have to ensure that there are no loopholes and you are following the instructions carefully. That's it. It is an the excitement of making an application, of studying in the university all through should remain. It's an exciting thing, but the excitement is not always the feeling that you are going to have during the process. Usually it starts with a lot of anticipation, but then as you get into the process, you learn a bit. more. Excitement moves to confusion, confusion then moves to frustration when you start to learn how complicated the process be. But ultimately, your frustration always comes back to excitement when those of letters of admission starts to arrive. The US, however, the student US application procedure is distinguished from all other countries' application procedure because it is known for its holistic approach. Holistic admission refers to the fact that US universities use all of your application to evaluate you for admission. Testing and external factors are still considered, but they are combined and balanced with the personal qualities and characteristics of a student. Each student has a personality. Each university has a personality. The question is there a match? There are many perfect schools for each student, but the challenge is finding them. Ideally, you are going to identify the right schools for you that will make you a happier student and give you a better chance for admission. And finally, you are going to know how to submit your best application. Anyone can apply, but just applying is not enough. Applications are hard, they require a lot of work, but the better your application, the better your chances for admission. So let's start talking about your application. When we say application, we are not referring only to the online application, we are referring to the complete application. And a complete application includes 8 primary pieces. The first and foremost is your formal application. For most of the universities, it's an online application procedure. You would need to put in your details. Make sure that you are putting each and every details as per your academic documents or as per your valid proof what you are presenting. So if your passport says your first name is your first name and last name is mentioned in the first name in your passport, make sure you are mentioning the same in your application. If your date of passing is June 2014, do not mention as August, right? It has to be mentioned exactly the same as per your academic documents because they are going to cross-check each and everything. Otherwise, they'll feel that there are some backlogs. Also, one important thing, at the time of your application, do not focus only on your compulsory fields and do not only fill your compulsory field. It is equally important to fill the non-compulsory fields as well. In case they do not want to know about it, why would they even mention it as a part of your application? There's an application fee involved at the time of your application. Normally it ranges between $60 to $150. You can pay it by your credit card. At the time of your application, make sure you are submitting the summary of your online application, which should be having your student ID if it's generated at the time of preparing your application packet, and the proof of your application fee payment with your application packet. Some universities use a combined application system. Normally it is for undergraduate admissions, or if it falls under the same university pattern, say for example the California State University system, which have 18 campuses open for international students, so they use the same application pattern and so on. Now when we talk about academic documents, 60% of your admission decision is based on your academic documents, but they are receiving applications on daily basis from different nationalities, so they might not know about your university or your school, or they might not know about the format what your university is following. Ultimately, you can only present the documents in a way in which your school is providing, but the US schools have their own requirements, so you would need to make sure that you are processing your application in a format in which they understood it. So for undergraduate student, you will need to provide your 10th and 12th mark sheet and passing certificate into a sealed envelope. You will need to take a Xerox of your mark sheet and passing certificate. If you have done your 10th and 12th from the same institution, from the same school, you can put the all 4 documents, 10th mark sheet, 10th passing certificate, 12th mark sheet, 12th passing certificate, all 4 Xeroxed, stamped and signed by the photocopies, stamped and signed by the principal of school, and you can put it into an envelope and get it sealed from above. Sealed means pasted, stamped and signed from above. In case you are in your 12th class and you have your results till 11, then you can do it for your 10th score sheet, and for 12th you can give them the predicted score sheet. You need to ask about the predicted score sheet from your principal. Predicted score sheet is the prediction that according to your teachers, according to your performance till now, what your teachers feel that you are going to get your scores between these and these in your final examination. So again, that has to be on the original letterhead. It cannot be a Xerox copy. It has to be on an original letterhead, and it needs to be stamped and signed by the principal. Again, put it into a sealed envelope. For any extracurriculars, if you have done any extra certificates, that is a part of your curricular, you can take a copy of your certificate. You don't have to put it in any kind of envelopes, and you can either get it notary attested or just colored photocopy of those certificates. For postgraduate students, you would need to submit each and every individual mark sheets of your graduation. So for engineering based student, you would have to present your 8th semester mark sheet, or for other, you would, I mean, if you are getting the semester wise mark sheet, you're getting it trimester wise, or you would need, or you're getting it on yearly basis. Make sure that you have given them each and every mark sheet, because they are going to check it with the date of issue. The reason they ask for each and every individual mark sheet, because they want to check the backlogs you have achieved, which is not a part of your consolidated mark sheet. So make sure you are sending them each and every mark sheet. Take a Xerox of all your mark sheets, front and back, get it attested by the registrar of your university or controller of examination. Attested means stamped and signed, an original, and again they'll put it into a sealed envelope and they'll stamp it from above. Same goes with your consolidated mark sheet. Your academic department would like to check what are the subjects you have done, and same goes with your professor, so they would require your consolidated mark sheet as well. In case you are still pursuing your graduation and you are awaiting your 7th and 8th year mark sheets or the final year mark sheet, you can present the mark sheet till your 2nd year or till the 6th semester in the same format. Then you would need your degree passing certificate or the provisional passing certificate. If you have received your degree, good enough, take a Xerox of it, get it stamped by the university registrar, put it into an envelope. Or if the degree is still awaiting, the provisional passing certificate will work as equivalent. Get it stamped and signed. The photocopy, get it stamped and signed and put it into a sealed envelope. Make sure that whenever you are taking photocopies, it has to be legible, it has to be readable, and it is a clear photocopy. In case it is not clear, that means your sending of your documents is a failure. So make sure whatever photocopies you are taking, it has to be a clear photocopy and not a printout of scans or Xeroxes. Then the official transcript. Now, every US university would require an official transcript. That is the terminology what they use. For some Indian university, they might not issue the official transcript along with your degree or the individual mark sheet or consolidated mark sheet. You would have to request them. You would have to request it to the registrar of your university about the official transcript. Official transcript actually bifurcates the theoretical hours and practical hours you have done during your graduation. That is a US format. So every university would require that. Universities require 2 official transcripts, one for the academic department and one for the professors. You would need to approach your registrar and you would need to request the multiple copies. So if you are applying to 6 universities, maybe get at least 10 to 12 copies of your official transcript, and it will come, it would be like a consolidated mark sheet itself. It will come on the letterhead of your university and it will be properly stamped and signed. Do not send copies of your official transcript to the university. Universities would not accept it. Most of the time universities require your official transcript to be reported by your own university, and they would not accept it as a part of your application packet. So you need to check it with the university whether they require it to be officially reported or they'll accept it with your application packet. Do not send copies of your official transcript. It has to be original for each and every university. That is a very crucial document in your application. These application documents have to be same as per the university. So if you're applying to 6-7 university, they have to be exactly same formulated documents for each university. You cannot just make one copy of your document, take a Xerox and apply to No, it has to be for original for each and every university. And make sure all your documents are in English only. In case it is not in English, you would need to get it translated. For that, you can approach Notary, or you can get it translated from USIEF. Then we'll move towards test scores. US universities require your competitive examinations. For undergraduate level, you can give your ACTs or SATs. SAT is a more accepted examination. So your test is valid for 5 years duration. Same goes for post graduation. You can give your GRE if you are applying for a science based course. You can give your GMAT if you are applying for a management based course. There are some universities for executive level courses, they accept either of the examination. So during the last 5 years, if you have given either of the examination, it is equally accepted. For law based course, you can give your LSAT examination. Now, if during the time of preparation of your application packet, if you have not received your score result, or then you can notify to the university that you are appearing for the examination on this and this date, and so in a duration of 2 to 3 weeks they are going to have the official score reports with them. In case you have received the official score reports, and the university will take, whenever you are giving the university's name for extra official score reporting, they are going to take another 21 or 28 days time in reporting it. So you can again mention it as a part of your cover list that you have reported it, and it's going to they are going to receive that in 3 to 4 weeks time. Also, it would be a good idea to attach your test score, notary attested test score results. Same goes with your English proficiency test. Since we belong to a non-English speaking country, our official language is not English. We would, for most of the university, we would have to give our English proficiency test. You can either give TOEFL or IELTS, that is equally valid. For some universities, they have started accepting PTE examination as well. Again, the rules of these are same. In case you have received your result, you can submit a notary attested copy till the time university is receiving the official reporting. And in case you have not received it and you are appearing for the examination, just give them your registration certificate, your IELTS registration letter or the TOEFL registration letter, saying that you are appearing for examination on this and this date, or just mention as a part of cover list so that your application packet is complete. Whenever you're applying online, even after the application deadlines, universities give you a timeline of 1.5 months in which you can submit your application, rest of your application documents. Though they would like to, they prefer to receive all the application documents in one go, but in case you have not been preparing all the time, or you are lacking behind with some time, nothing to worry about. You still have time. You can give your examination and report the score sheet. Letters of recommendation plays a very important role in your application, because your professor, your university cannot go to each and every professor, or they cannot do a background check on themselves. Letters of recommendation speaks on your behalf. Make sure out of your letters of recommendation, at least one should be academic. And most of the time, the professors ask the students to write a letter of recommendation themselves, and they just ask, they'll just sign it. Try not to do it, and ask your professor to write it themselves, because if you are writing it, it would not be that much effective. Secondly, the language for letter of recommendation should not be the same. I mean, your English professor is going to recommend you in a different manner as compared to your head of department or your principal. Make sure your letter of recommendation is on a official letterhead. It has to be properly dated and signed. Your letter of recommendation is valid for 6 months from the date of issue, and again, it has to be into a sealed envelope. Some universities accept online recommendations as well, but it is not that much effective, because online recommendation is normally a rating form. They will give they'll shoot an email to your recommendees that on what parameters, they just write down the parameters, and they just ask them to rank it from 1 to 10. So if they are writing it as a hard copy, and then you are sending it as a part of application packet, then it can really highlight your past achievements. So it is a more effective manner. Same goes with statement of purpose. Now, statement of purpose is like you are standing in front of a university representative and you are explaining why you are interested for this course, why from this university, and why they should choose you. So you can mention all your, make sure that it is not a copy paste of your resume. Whatever you have mentioned as a part of your resume, do not repeat it. Just mention how exactly have you used your past resources, what are your achievements, um, what do you think about the course modules, how can you link your past course modules with the course modules you are going to study in the university, your research interest, and why you think this university is best suiting your profile. Could be the tie-ups, universities having tie-up with different organizations, or this particular course is available in only these universities, and so you would like to go for this particular institution. Even if your grades are a bit low or an average, your recommendation letters and statement of purpose could really do wonders. So try to be expressive and do not copy paste from any of the internet resources. Plagiarism is a punishable offense in US, and they can cancel your application there, and then they can block you from applying for next 5 years, and they have the all rights to do that. So you can look for some samples on internet and read it through, and you would at least be having idea how to formulate it. I've also attached some guidelines on writing letters of recommendation and statement of purpose. You can take it for your reference, but write it on your own. Then the financial documents, though some of you would be relying on the university scholarships or financial aid, but what if you are not being offered that kind of scholarship? You would have to show that you are financially sufficient enough in order to sponsor your education in US. So for that, you would have to show them the bank statements for up to 44,000. You would only have to show it for 1 year, and you would have to show it on the bank letterhead. If it's a bank statement, it has to be updated. It has to be on a bank letterhead, and only the liquid assets can be mentioned. So try to make it a savings bank account statement or a fixed bank account statement or a combination of both. It could be in your name or your parents' name. There are chances that families having more than one savings account, so you can maybe take two bank statements, but not try to take 4 or 5 bank statements and combine it. Also, it has to be on a original letterhead. Make sure it is not handwritten, and it has to be properly signed and stamped. There is an affidavit of support required on the 10 rupee stamp paper that your parents are ready to use their financial resources to fund your education in US. Some universities require a bank statement at the time of issuing the I-20, but most of the universities require it at the time of your application only. It makes their work easy that yes, you are financially secure, so yeah, that financial check is also done. Then you can also attach your other document, your extracurricular certificate, as I have described. Even at the school level, if you have participated in any Olympiad, any seminars, you can mention it as a part of it. And you can, even if you are very good in terms of some sports, you can mention it, but do not attach all your sports certificate. Whatever you feel will add some weightage to your profile, only attach those and the legible ones. Then you would need to attach your updated resume, duly signed. Passport copy, for passport you would need to attach your first and last 2 pages, and you need to attach your experience certificate for all the organizations you have worked if your gap is more than 6 months. Now universities accept the fact that the student will be preparing for GRE GMAT, so a gap of up to 6 to 8 months is still acceptable, but if you have been working, please attach all your experience certificate. That really makes a good impact on your application. So for experience certificate, you would need relieving letter from your previous organization and the employment letter from current one. It is important once you are going through your university and you are reading the application documents, you might come through a few of the terminologies, could be translation, attestation, and you will feel that why exactly are they required. Translation is basically for non-English language documents. You would need to get it translated. Some university would like to see the original document which is in a foreign language and the English translated document. So again, you can get it from USIEF or you can get it notary translated, and you can submit a notary attested copy of your original document as well. Some of the translation services links are mentioned here as well. For attestation, I mean, unlike other countries, US does not accept attestation from notary for all of the major documents. You would need to get it originally attested if the university specifically mentioned that it has to be original. You cannot get it notary attested. So for all the academic documents and everything, it has to be original. That means it has to be officially signed, stamped, and dated. For rest of your documents like your testing examination results, if they have not reached the institution by the time of your other application documents, you can submit a notary attested copy. Then credential evaluation. Since in India we use percentage system or the score system, in US they have a grade system, they use GPA. So just to evaluate, because every university would be having a different evaluation system, and every university, some calculate it on a scale of 10, some do it on a scale of 9, some do it on a scale of 5, some do it on a scale of 4. So they are external bodies which can actually evaluate your transcript and make it equivalent to the US degrees. So most of the universities require course by course evaluation. Very few universities for very few courses require documents by documents evaluation. You would need to send your documents to these evaluation bodies, and you would need to submit the name and addresses of the university you would like to report it to. The evaluation committee take at least 2 weeks time in evaluating your documents, and then they'll send the scores to your university within 2 weeks time itself. So in case your maybe your application I mean your university can score your uh, scores as 80%, but that does not mean that it will be 3.8 or 3.7 on a scale of 4. You would have to get it officially evaluated, and it has to be from WES or different organization, which is listed as a part of this link. So these are all the application documents. Make sure that you are working hard on each and every application document. They are very crucial. It is a decisive factor for the best years of your life for your foreign education. You have taken a very good step ahead in deciding upon your education. If you're formulating your documents in a perfect manner, they are high. You are increasing your chances of getting an acceptance in the university. So you might feel that there are different n number of students forwarding the same kind of documents in your university. So what exactly are they going to do with all these documents? They actually the evaluation committee evaluate your application documents for just the two basic questions. The first question is if you will be academically successful, and the second question is if you are a good fit to the university. If you are mentioning as a part of statement of purpose or your letter of recommendation mention that you are a very quiet student, or university will feel that you're not that inquisitive. So that's why I mentioned that it's better for you to prepare a hard copy of your letter of recommendation, and whatever you cannot mention as a part of your resume or your application, just mention as a part of your statement of purpose and try to make it as impressive, not with heavy words. It could be a same simple word, but try to explain yourself. It is like you are standing in front of your university officials to express yourself. Also, it would be a good idea to send a small profile of your educational institution, because the university you're applying to might not be very much aware about your own university from which you have graduated. So just to give them the glimpse of it about the affiliation and accreditations, just send a small profile. And these are also apply on the basis of your realistic mock scores. If you are say for example you are reaching 550 score and you are applying to a university which the average last class average is 650 or 700, there are chances that you might not get through if your work experience is not extremely effective, or you have very distinguished feature in your application. So you apply to that. It is good to be optimistic, but just apply to safe universities as well. So my suggestion to you would be apply to at least 6 universities, but do not apply to more than 10 universities, and try to apply to at least 2 to 3 safe universities as well, which is offering the best course of your interest, and which is offering the best research you would like to go for. So that's it for today. I hope that my suggestions would be good, and I would like to wish you all the best for your future and in your application. If you have any questions, any concern, you can mention it as in the comments column. That's it. Thank you very much for listening to me today. All the very best. Thank you.